Not slow, not slow. And we're getting going to different clothes. Not slow, we're riding low. We're getting going to different clothes. I'm paranoid, I'm paranoid, I'm paranoid. Bitch, I'm paranoid, I'm paranoid, I'm paranoid, I'm paranoid. Bitch, I'm paranoid.
Testicles, 1, 2. Testicles.
Nah, that testicle sounded boring, bro. Do it again.
Testicles, 1, 2. Testicles.
Yes, we back at it like young crackler, like I've never seen, but we've been in between.
In between those butt cheeks. Mm-hmm.
Believe.
Welcome back to Paranoid Radio Podcast. This is your boy Trebles Garcia, and joining me again, as you already heard, is the best co-host on the fucking planet. Big Tank, salute, my boy.
Salute, my brother. How you doing?
I'm doing fucking great, dog. Thanks again for fucking joining me and for that fucking amazing energy blast you just fucking shouted out right now. Everybody, as you already know, this is the best show with the best content for the best fucking listeners. You, the probers, Probe Nation. And for all the people that are just tuning in that do not know what the probers mean, please allow me to give you a brief history lesson. About a year and a half.
It means that I slid in between. All right, that's exactly what it means.
Oh my god. It means about a year ago, a bunch of aliens came down from fucking Saturn and probed the fuck out of Big Tank, and that is real history fact. Hashtag look it up.
Did I hear Salvador?
Oh my god, dude. El Salvador. We actually have your fan base in El Salvador. Shout out El Salvador. That is right. So that's why we called you the probers. You probe him, he probes you back. It's all Probe Nation. Now, Big Tank, we have an amazing fucking episode lined up for all of you guys. We're going to dive deep to the fucking deepest end of the fucking pond again. But before we do all of that, Big Tank.
Splash.
Before
we get into that, my people, I have to let you guys know, a lot of people have reached out to me telling me that they've been getting messages from my old Instagram profile saying to do Bitcoin mining. It's been promoting on stuff. I no longer have access. I got hacked. I no longer have access to any of that. My people, please do not fall for any of the tricks. I am begging you. Remove that account. That account is not associated with me or with Paranoid Radio no more. If you guys do want to see my new Instagram, it's on the works. I have very, very little content. I haven't really had time. Go to eknat.626. Once again, eknat.626. I am your humble host. If you guys want to reach me there, please do. But don't fall for the other one, please.
Yeah, make sure you guys hit them up at EKNAT626, not IVIX. Again, 626, not IVIX. Now, Big Tank, please connect the randomizer machine and give me the listener of the week.
Randomizer machine, do your thing.
Listen to that baby purr. Big Tank, who do we have today?
Today, my brother from another mother. We keep it going like no other. Oof. Okay. I don't want to butcher this at all. So the Instagram name is SignFitz. SignFitz. Massive shout out. I'm pretty sure I did butcher it. I am not the best language magician.
SignFitz. If you hear this episode, thank you for liking our post and for joining the Probe Nation. This episode goes out to you.
Yes, massive love.
Ooh, it's a bird. It's pain. Nope, it's Paranoid Radio. Big Tank, what is happening?
What is happening? You guys know the deal. This is What is Happening, the best segment on Paranoid Radio, led truly by your Big Tank, my people. If you guys haven't heard us, or if you guys have heard us, I give you guys 2 stories. I want you guys 2 cents plus my 2 cents, and we depositing that bench into the bank of knowledge, right? Straight up.
Ooh, the bank of knowledge.
Yes, believe it or not, my people, this is actually going to be based all out of Florida. So, can you imagine going down to Florida, traveling from Chicago, somewhere up north, whatever it is, and you want to catch the sun? Because right now, imagine it, my people. Imagine it. You're getting tired of the cold, so you know what? You tell the family, you know what? Hey, I'm gonna hitch this old bitch ass boat. I'm gonna hitch it to the truck. We're going down for a weekend. We're gonna go down to the Keys, check out the alligators, see what's good down there. We'll get the sun. Well, on the way back, they had already traveled over 1,500 miles. when a couple finds a 7-foot Burmese python coming out of the boat. Can you imagine the scare of something like that?
Their boat?
7-foot. Yes, their boat. They were already traveling back, and they
Are these pythons native to Florida, or are they like...
No. For people that don't know, Burmese pythons are not native to the Everglades, to any part of Florida. They were actually back, I want to say in 2005, when there was a big old hurricane, actually wrecked a breeding facility, and they since then have gone crazy.
Oh my God.
Hashtag look it up. They are overwhelming the culture, the society, the ecosystem down there. You've seen from small things, from them eating household pets, cats, dogs, up to fighting with top of the food chain, the alligators.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yes, my people. So can you imagine a scare like that for somebody that's not accustomed to snakes, especially in Chicago? I've never heard of anybody even having snakes in Chicago, to be honest.
That's right.
Just imagine that. Doozy, my people, doozy.
What you got for number 2?
On to the next one. This was also part of Florida. So a lot of weird shit happened. A metal square box, roughly about 10 by 12 feet, washed up ashore. Hashtag go look it up.
Okay.
People got called in right away. They are thinking that this is some type of wreckage debris from a submarine that could have crashed back in the day. It's been so rusted out, especially if you guys know, if you guys don't know, obviously the ocean has a lot of salt water, which will rust a lot of things pretty quick. You have to heavily apply which is a certain type of paint and clear, so it could help with all this stuff,
like a sealer.
Yeah, pretty much a sealer, so it doesn't affect it as much.
Or what's in the box?
See, that's the whole thing. Jack. For 2 days, for 2 whole days,
yeah,
nobody would really pay attention. Third day comes in, everything gets quarantined, blocked off. They don't know what is happening. Before you know it, on the 4th day, they disappeared it. What the fuck could have been inside the box?
Whoa.
A lot of people are speculating that could have been anti-tank armor rounds, heavy-duty missiles, or basically any type of weapon that could have been put in
a fucking warhead. Oh my God. Yeah, dude. Wow. So that could have detonated at any time. Yes. For all they know.
Yes, exactly. And the way it just vanished, that is completely weird, my people. Well, my people, this is what is happening. I brought you guys 2 stories. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, I really don't care. But because this is my segment, the best segment
in the fucking planet. That is right.
Till the next time, now back to your scheduled programming.
Big Tank, thank you so much for those 2 amazing stories. Always doing a fucking amazing job, as always. I said always twice. That is right. Everybody, please give him a round of applause. All right, Big Tank. Now that you got that out of the fucking way, now let's deep dive, dude. I am fucking sick and tired of just splashing my feet in the fucking on the little mud of the pool. How do you say that? The little short side of the pool? Whatever. You get my fucking drift. I'm trying to go deep as fuck, deeper than Atlantis. We're going back to the fucking Atlantic because today we're talking about a Titan, an Olympian, an unsinkable ship, the mothership itself, the one and only Titanic. Ooh. Said to be not only, that's right, said to be not only an indestructible ship, even by God himself. This ship was state-of-the-art and the most luxurious starline ship in the fucking world. Now, before we jump into anything, please, I almost spoke Jamaican right now. Oh, shit.
I heard it.
Check this out, guys. Before we jump into any fucking conspiracies, legend, and lore, I need to give you some brief historical facts so you actually could hashtag look up. The Titanic began construction back in March 31st of 1909 and sunk in April 15 of 1912, allegedly. All right. So a little right before World War I. Along with the ship, while it was sinking, it did not only sink luxurious possessions and lives with it, but it also went down with mystery and a lot of lore. On top of that, paranormal activity. Yeah. So right before we jump into any other conspiracy section, I want to tell you that before the ship took off on its departure, people started pulling out. I'm talking about of all different grades. Poor people in the middle class, and even high rich folks. They started pulling out of the fucking ship and leaving because they were getting dreams and premonitions that the sink was going to ship. And this is not a lie. Hashtag look it up. Dozens of families left the ship before boarding it and left behind a lot of their possessions because they didn't feel safe on the ship. Again, I remind you, this is a state-of-the-art fucking boat. This vessel was on top of the fucking world at its time, even more stronger and more luxurious and more heavier duty, and more money went into it than the Olympian itself. The Olympian is its sister fucking ship. Now, Big Tank, what can you tell me about the Olympian?
So one of the most notable things about the Olympian is that it had 16 portholes, the same number that was on the Titanic.
Okay.
So
keep in mind again, remember people, 16 holes. There's a lot of resemblance. They were not identical, but here are the resemblances. That's right.
Yeah. They were not identical, but in a straight up picture, you could not be able to tell what was going on.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. So the Olympian was actually commissioned in 1912. Okay.
Decommissioned, right? Because it was it started construction back in December 16th of 1908, and then I believe
yes. Okay. Yeah. And decommissioned in 1912, right? Exactly the same time when the Titanic was being quote unquote built.
Okay. Yeah.
So a lot of stuff is actually matching up real similarity. The Olympian had a 312 in one of the rear propellers, and that was actually switched off.
Yeah.
According to them, because the propeller that they were going to use on the Titanic was not going to be sufficient enough when Titanic was supposed to be the biggest. So why would you have a smaller propeller if you're going to use something bigger?
Check this out. Okay, check this out. So I know the Olympian was built right next to the Titanic in Dock 140. I know it was 104. Wait, 400. And the Titanic was built in 401. Now, you could find these details anywhere if you log into fucking Google and hashtag look it up. They were fucking built at the same time right next to each other, allegedly. Now, I'm going to give you a little brief history about the Olympian. The Olympian was born before the Titanic, and it was said that it crashed against a British ship called the Hawk, all right? Once that crash happened, the insurance claim actually came up and said, no, unfortunately, it was not the Hawk's fault. The Olympian crashed into the Hawk. Now, that caused a lot of damage, financial damage, to any future endeavors with the Titanic.
Yes, I don't know if it was beyond economic repair. So I don't know if you guys have seen, but basically when people have gotten into car crashes, there's some cars that they will fix and some cars that they won't.
Exactly.
Okay, the insurance company literally said this is not worth fixing. Plus, we are not going to give it to you. It's, how would I even say, liability? You only have liability. You don't have full coverage. So if you crash and it's your fault, they are not going to fix it for you.
Absolutely.
That was the main problem that happened with Olympic.
Exactly. So what they did is, I'm going to give you a brief history of who the owners are of the Olympian and the Titanic. I'm just going to give you a quick person. You probably bank in this location, and I'm not trying to promote the freaking bank because I myself got out of it. It is J.P. Morgan Chase. Now, Chase saw, there's a fucking theory, and I'm going to jump into the conspiracy theory. There's a fucking conspiracy theory that fucking states that the Olympic was so damaged that beyond say, you know what, I'm going to invest again to fix it. So what they did was, instead of manufacturing Titanic, they fucking put Titanic parts. I mean, they put the Olympic parts on Titanic, or the other way around. And the one that actually sunk in the Titanic movie, in the Titanic story, was the Olympian. Now, once it sunk, I don't know, I'm brief history, you can look this up. The insurance for the Titanic was pulled, that was created, was fucking established 2 weeks before the departure of the Titanic. Kind of like how the 9/11 Twin Towers were sold off and then put in a new fucking insurance company right before the 9/11 happened, the incident. So this happened right after the new insurance policy kicked in. Once the Titanic sunk and they made it look like a fucking accident, J.P. Morgan Chase banked out.
Boom. So for a lot of people that don't know, the reason they say that this was switched out or they used the Olympic to be the Titanic is when the Olympic actually crashed into the Hawk, they actually hit it on the keel, which is coincidentally the same place where the boat split in half. There's been thousands of people that have run the simulation where if you hit the quote-unquote iceberg that was hit, that it would just sink straight down because of the water, the momentum. It would just push everything down. Okay? The Titanic actually split in half.
Yeah.
So a lot of people think that there was faulty repairs, that there was a repair. It wasn't a new ship, as they might say.
Absolutely.
Obviously, when you go through plastic surgery, you don't want to look the same as you were. You want to change and alter the appearance.
Mm-hmm.
So the Titanic had an extended, I want to say about 8 feet from the bow,
Mm-hmm.
and also 2 feet from the side. I'm like, obviously, there's going to be differences because you don't want people to say it's the same thing.
It is also said and allegedly accused that the Titanic letters fell underwater, and now if you dive deep, you'll be able to see the Olympian threading behind the Titanic words, the letters that were fucking bolted on to the deck of the ship. It's freaking crazy.
Not only that, people. Not only that.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people actually confused it for the Olympic on the inside. They were saying that they used a lot of the same material for the dining hall and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But what people don't understand is that the Olympic used to have an insignia that they would have inside the dining room hall that until this day,
Mm-hmm.
it's quote unquote visible that says the Olympic.
Wow. You know what? And that's not all. Did you know that it was also prophesized? And I'm not going to hit up with Da Vinci and I'm not going to hit fucking Nostradamus, but I'm going to tell you this. Check this out. Before we dive into any other conspiracies that I want to bring up about the Federal Reserve, did you know that there was a book published in 1898 by Morgan Robertson in which he depicted to the T, even by the name of the giant ship sinking to the depths of the Atlantic, by the Titanic? Almost 15 years before it happened, there was a book written and published and put around the fucking world about the Titanic ship, the vessel actually sinking to the T, even how it got hit, how it hit the iceberg. # look it up.
Damn, anytime. Okay, there's been coincidences throughout lifetime that we've all lived, and even way before, where there has been certain people who have actually seen or actually been able to describe events that are going to come. For example, COVID-19 was actually prophesied in a book in the 1980s. It wasn't exactly the same, but it was real similar. There's actually a document. Well, it's actually a show that was on Netflix. I think it was a movie where everything coexisted with the same thing that we're living through right now. This is the first time. It's not going to be the last time. The Bible prophesizes a lot of stuff, whether you believe it or not, whether you read in between the lines to actually get the clear story. But there has been many instances where people have actually predicted the future, whether they did it out of dumb luck and it all happened to match up, or whether they actually predicted it.
Absolutely. Now check this out. Talking about prediction. Now we're going to go into the juicy part. Now, both the Atlantic and the Olympian were owned by J.P. Morgan Chase. Before the Titanic sunk, many of J.P. Morgan's friends and investors and allies pulled out and did not report to the vessel before its departure. 5 hours before the departure, J.P. Morgan Chase extracted massive statues and all his relic possessions off the Titanic, dude. I'm talking about he had all his shit there. He had a little mini museum for the people to come and see his shit. I'm talking about the biggest, most luxurious fucking shit in the world, his possessions, like paintings and all this shit. And then he pulled it all out 5 minutes before the Titanic fucking departed. Allegedly because he felt sick. Come on, dog. Get the fuck out of here, dude. On top of that, many of the people that died on the Titanic were not also millionaires, but political powers that were fighting against J.P. Morgan Chase and other people that were pro-Federal Reserve. Bam.
So when we say Federal Reserve, my people, we're actually saying that if the Titanic wouldn't have gone under, we probably wouldn't be under the Federal Reserve.
We would have had a localized bank for the people, by the people, not privately owned corporate that fucking charges interest on everything. Get me what I'm saying, right?
Yes. So for the people that don't understand, this is basically the way the Federal Reserve works. Is you'll deposit all your money in there. Your money automatically leaves, and they spread it out, and they make, per se, they lend $1, they get 10 in return.
They fucking also create money out of thin air. Like, for example, if all, let's say your entire block, we've said this before on the show, if you have 10,000, let's say I want 150 people, and each 150 people has $10,000 in the bank, and we all go together, make a long line in front of the freaking physical brick and mortar bank, and we all try to pull our cash all at once. Guess what's gonna happen? They won't give it to you because they don't have it in physical form. They don't. It's only a digit on your screen. That is right.
Yes. So that is what we mean by Federal Reserve.
Now, I'm going to give you guys a couple of names of the people that died that were rich and that had some political views against the Federal Reserve. These people were called Isidor Strauss and John Jacob Astor IV, some of the key players to oppose the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve was implemented December 23, 1913, exactly a year after the Titanic sunk. No such things as coincidences, bro. No such things. The Titanic sunk, these people died, they were out of the fucking picture, and then comes the Federal Reserve shoving their fucking dicks in everybody. Bam. Straight fucking up. I'm telling you, dude, look, I'm not a conspiracy fucking freak, but this shit does sound like a fucking massive psyop. It does. I have to fucking admit it. It sounds like the 9/11 of its time, bro. Straight up, dog.
Okay, so for the people that don't know this, the Titanic movie was actually not only a romantic film, it was also
Get back.
story.
Come back, Jack. I'm sorry.
Alright, well, let's switch now. I'm already in the door. You switch now.
Oh, you wanna take turns floating on the door?
We'll switch, all right? We'll switch. Just when I get too cold, I'll let you know, and then we'll switch back and forth.
I ain't trying to get all shriveled up, bro. You let me know, dog. Hey, dude, look, I have one last fact I really want to share with you, dude. This was right before World War I. And the only fucking military navy that was able to fucking rival the U.S.'s economic and military power, not only the U.S.'s, but most importantly, the British Empire's fucking military strength and economic wealth, was the Germans, dog. Germany had U-boats all over the Atlantic already right before World War I. I'm talking about World War I, not the second one, not the big one, the little one, which was the culmination of all these fucking rivals coming up. It is also, I want to say, speculated that the Germans dropped this fucking boat, the Titanic, and sunk it as a show of force. Because you have to also remember that the Titanic would leave England. The plan was to leave and transfer fucking passengers and rich people and politicians from England all the way to New York, the New World, which is the US. So, I mean, they wanted to disconnect us already. What happened in World War II? They disconnected the trade logs and any fucking supply ships coming from the US to London with U-boats. Exactly the same way, killing passengers and killing supply lines and everything, oil supplies and everything. So if you think about it, it makes sense. I'm not saying that's what happened, but it does make sense.
A lot of stuff is gonna add up or not add up per se, but I am gonna say 110% is that too much of a coincidence for it to say a big boat crashed. So, like I was saying, is the Titanic movie wasn't just supposed to be a documentary. I mean, it wasn't just supposed to be a romantic film. It was supposed to be more focused on the documentary, but the actual producers actually got tilted to the way of making it more about the love story, quote unquote, that happened.
Absolutely, dude. And the fucking dude, look, the director and all these people know, the historians know, hashtag look it up. The fucking pilot, what's his name? No, the captain. The captain knew he was a veteran captain, bro. This dude had fucking driven or piloted, or how do you say this, fucking captain navigated fucking plenty of vessels, and actually had frequent accidents in with different ships. So he knew how to fucking do this. He was a veteran captain, you know, cap vet, whatever the fuck I want to call that shit. The point is this: the maintenance crew spotted the fucking iceberg. The safety, they had a safety net of ships that were following the Titanic. One of them was called the California, which was kind of like a supply line ship also as well. But they were following the Titanic just in case something happened. The Titanic, they had the capability of having 80 fucking lifeboats. They only took about 24. Like, what the fuck? Not even half. And on top of that, while they were shooting up the flares, the California allegedly did not see the Titanic fucking sinking. Get the fuck out of here.
Bro, it just goes to question, if they weren't that far behind, what the fuck were they doing? So was it a following boat? Or was it a boat to make sure that boat died?
I think I actually agree with you. I have to agree with you. I have to conspire on this one. I have to add on. I have to fucking believe it. This was intended maybe not to make J.P. Morgan Chase richer, because he actually lost 2.5. Check this out. The Titanic was worth 7.5 million, and they only insured it for 5.5 million back in the day, which means they lost about $2 million. But I'd rather lose $2 million than $7.5 million. Of course, you get what I'm saying? So it makes a lot of sense of the things that are happening. On top of that, it kind of feels like the Federal Reserve has something to do. This is not the first time somebody gets knocked off their fucking win. Look at what happened to JFK. And I mean, and we won a war with Vietnam right after. So come on, dude. It's it's fucking bullshit, bro. It's bullshit. Now, Big Time, that was a fucking filled with amazing fucking talk and conspiracy and lore and legend. There's so much more information that we couldn't bring in because there were small details that, I want to give you highlights, people, and give you a good fucking taste of what Titanic was. Titanic, the movie, I want to speak a little bit on it. It was the highest gross movie of all time until Avatar and Endgame, which is the Marvel. And the other one was now it's number 4. I guess The Force Awakens is number 3, and now Titanic is number 4. But it held the position for a very long time. I don't even remember, but I grew up in the 90s. The fucking Titanic was the first movie that had that double VHS big old block.
Yes. Yes, I do.
Yeah, dude. So, hashtag look it up, guys. The movie is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. It's well directed. It's well made. Go check it out. The Titanic. I hope you guys enjoyed this fucking show, this fucking episode. Big Time, let them know where they can find you again. The real Instagram account.
Catch you at eknat.626. Once again, eknat.626. Hit me up, my people. Also, massive shout out to paranoidradio.com. Go check out our webpage. Give it some love. Our Instagram at Paranoid Radio, my people. If you guys want to get on the show, if you guys have ideas, topics, if you guys want us to cover something, if you guys want to do this deep dive, or if you guys want to just talk shit, don't forget, I'm your local resident PhD with an STD. Don't you guys forget it.
That STD means shit talking degree.
Yeah.
That is right. Big Tank, thank you so much. My name is Trebles Garcia, Trebles Garcia on all social media platforms, and I am your humble host. This is Paranoid Radio Podcast. Make sure you check us out at paranoidradio.com. Check us out on TikTok, on Instagram. We have fucking a new Telegram that we're about to build and let it loose for all our freaking listeners. Thank you all for fucking joining us. We do this from the heart, honorably, humbly, straight from the fucking heart with passion. Thank you all, and if you enjoy it, do not forget to drop a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, because we love you and you love us back. That is right. Catch us next time. Boom. Blow your fucking mind.